Good morning, students. Today we will be starting the new chapter, that is microorganisms, friend and foe. It is one of the interesting chapter. Microorganisms, they are also known as microbes. Okay. So what is meant by these microorganisms? They are present all around us, but they are too small to be seen with naked eye. They are present everywhere in the atmosphere, in the air, water, and soil. So these organisms, they are very micro. Micro means it is very minute or very small. We cannot see with our naked eye. So what we can do, we can use some instrument to see that microorganisms, that is called microscope, but it is present everywhere in the atmosphere, in the air, in water, and in soil. Everywhere microorganisms are present. Then microorganisms or microbes. Microorganisms are very small organisms which cannot be seen with the unaided eye. They can be seen only with a microscope. So just now I told we can see only with the help of microscope because they are that much small or minute. Microorganisms may be unicellular or multicellular. So some microorganisms, it is made up of unicellular, it means single cell, or some may be multicellular or means it is made up of many cells. Microorganisms may exist alone or in colonies. Some are living exist alone, but some they are living in groups. Okay, that is called colonies. Some microorganisms are living in groups. Clear? For example, excuse me, you might observe that during the rainy season, most bread gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with greenish white patches. See, look at that figure. You can see here there's a bread usually if you are keeping outside, if you are not using for many days. So usually people will keep inside the refrigerator, or if you are keeping it outside, what will happen? You can see that there is a greenish white patches on the bread. What is that? Microbes or microorganisms are growing on the bread. Okay, which microorganism? It is a fungus or fungi. We can call fungus is singular, fungi is plural. So fungus is growing on the bread. Clear? Then which are the different types of microorganisms? There are four main types of microorganisms. They are bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. Clear? So which are the four types? Bacteria, fungi, algae, and protozoans. Then bacteria, which are the examples for bacteria? The examples for bacteria, it is Lactobacillus, E. coli, Escherichia coli. Algae examples, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra. Fungi examples, bread mold, Penicillium, Aspergillus. Okay, this bread mold, just now I showed what is bread mold. It's growing on the bread. Penicillium, it's a type of fungi, but we can produce penicillin antibiotic from this fungus. It's a useful fungi actually, Penicillium. Then Aspergillus, it causes different types diseases. Suppose once it will enter, it cause fever and lung congestions, cough, like that. Different types symptoms we can see in human being. Then protozoans, example amoeba, paramecium. These are the examples for protozoans. Viruses are also considered as microorganisms. They are different from other microorganisms because they reproduce only in the body of host organisms like bacteria, plants, or animals. So this virus is also a microorganism. It is a microbe. But what is the difference? Main difference from other microbes? The main difference is in outside the host body, it cannot reproduce. It can reproduce in the body of host organism. Once it will enter into the host body, it can reproduce. It may enter into bacteria, or sometimes it will enter into plant body, or in animal body, or in human body. It will enter into any host body. It can multiply or it can reproduce. That is the specialty of the virus. So outside the host body, it cannot reproduce or it cannot multiply. Clear, children? Common ailments like cold, influenza, and most coughs are caused by viruses. Serious diseases like polio, and chickenpox also caused by viruses. So these are virus diseases. These diseases caused by virus like cold, influenza or flu we will call, and cough, and also see some serious diseases like polio. The person will paralyze, that polio disease, and chickenpox. This all caused by viruses. So you can see here there are some pictures of the bacteria, algae, protozoa, and fungi. Bacteria, you can see there are two types of bacteria. There are different types of bacteria are there. There are two figures given. One is spiral bacteria, second rod-shaped bacteria. Then this algae, Chlamydomonas, and Spirogyra. Look at the figure of the Chlamydomonas. Spirogyra, it's a filamentous in structure. Then protozoans, amoeba. Amoeba means, it is a single-celled organism or unicellular. It may get any shape, not a particular shape. It may make any shape. That is amoeba. Then paramecium, it's like a food shape or salt shape. Then fungi. Which are the examples for fungi? Bread mold, penicillium, aspergillus. All these are examples for fungi. Bread mold, penicillium, aspergillus. So bacteria, spiral bacteria, rod-shaped bacteria, algae, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, protozoa, amoeba, paramecium, fungi, bread mold, penicillium, aspergillus. Then, so this is structure of a virus. You can see the virus, it has mainly four parts. Four parts here. This part is called head or capsule. What it is called? Head or capsule. You can see here one rod-like portion that is called tail. From the tail, you can see some fiber-like things, so that is called tail fibers. And the center here, you can see one plate-like thing that is called end plate. So these are the four main parts of a virus: head or capsule, tail, tail fibers, and end plate. So here you see this virus. It is HIV virus, human immunodeficiency virus. You would have heard it. HIV. It causes AIDS disease. HIV. What is the full form? Human immunodeficiency virus. So this is the different parts of HIV virus. It is here glycoprotein. Here identical RNA strands. This red color. Then viral envelope. This is a viral envelope. Reverse transcriptase enzyme. So this bluish color, this is enzyme. This is called a reverse transcriptase enzymes. And capsid, this yellowish color portion, this is called capsid. So these are the parts of HIV virus. But you will learn more detail about this HIV virus in higher classes. Then these microorganisms, friend and foe. So in this chapter we are learning about mainly there are friendly microorganisms and also harmful microorganisms. And also we are also learning about nitrogen cycle. Clear. So first we're going to learn about useful microorganisms or friendly microorganisms. Microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some other are harmful and cause diseases. So some microbes, they are useful to us, beneficial, but some are harmful and they cause diseases. Microorganisms are used for making curd from milk, for making cheese, pickles, bread, cakes, pastries, alcohol, wine, vinegar. Vinegar, the formula it is acetic acid, etc. Okay, so microorganisms, you see, think this in our daily life, all these dishes we are using, we are eating. So with the help of, we can make all these things with the help of microorganisms. So they are useful to us. Clear? So we will see which are the microbes helping for making all these things. So microorganisms used for making curd from milk, for making cheese, pickles, bread, cakes, pastries, alcohol, wine, vinegar, etc. Okay, vinegar, usually we will add in the dishes to get more flavor. Vinegar we will be adding. It's a chemical formula. It is acetic acid. Then making curd from milk. The bacterium called lactobacillus. What is the name of the bacterium? Lactobacillus reproduces in milk and helps to convert milk into curd. So usually how you will make curd at home, you can ask your parents, they will boil milk, make it a little cool. They will take little curd and will add into this milk. So that curd which contains what? It contains bacterium. Which bacterium? Lactobacillus. This lactobacillus bacterium, it reproduces, it will multiply. and it converts milk into curd. Clear? Then second one, making bread. Here, which microorganism helps? It's a fungus. The fungus called yeast. Yeast, it is a edible fungus. So many fungus, it causes diseases, but there are some are useful. One of the useful fungus, it is yeast. It is an edible fungi. The fungus called yeast reproduces in flour dough and produces carbon dioxide during respiration, which makes the dough soft, helps in making bread, cakes, biscuits, pastries, etc. So what usually when we make all these bread, cakes, biscuits, usually we will add little yeast. This yeast, what will happen? It will reproduce and multiply, and it produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Which gas? Carbon dioxide. And that is the reason we can see some bubbles like coming up. What is the bubbles? That is nothing but it is carbon dioxide. Okay, so it produces carbon dioxide during respiration. So we will add usually very little yeast, but it will reproduce, it multiplies, it will become many, and it will respire. During the time of respiration, which gas it produces? It produces carbon dioxide. It makes the dough very soft and helps in making bread cakes, etc. Clear? The next is commercial use of microorganisms.